All right. Welcome back, everybody, to another new episode of A Whole New World with me, your host, Jacob New. We're here to put a spotlight on positive things happening in the community and developing that positive mindset. So, before we get to our guest in the studio today, it is time for everybody's favorite joke of the week, the dad joke of the week. Can I get a drum roll, please? What do you call a bear with no teeth? A gummy bear.
A gummy bear.
Or I think it's the Germans say a Gummibärchen.
Gummibärchen, okay.
Oh, man. So, we have very fortunate Alfie Gerarim. Did I say it correctly?
Yes.
Yes.
That's good.
I remember. Woo! The executive and founder of J.O.Y.E, Gerarim Organization for Youth Excellence. Right?
Yes.
Yes. So, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having me, Jacob.
Yeah. So, it's my pleasure. It always is. And I enjoy talking with you. First question, though. So, for our audience who does not know, what exactly is J.O.Y.E?
J.O.Y.E, it's a non-profit organization that actually that's established here in the U.S. that work with underprivileged youth, mostly the at-risk youth, locally here in Collin County, but most of our work also we do is in Africa.
Okay.
So we give access to quality education to underprivileged children whom you know that they are at risk. And some of the reasons why they are at risk, one of them is orphans, single parent, or coming from a large family where maybe there's not enough funding to go around to feed and clothe and also be able to take them to school.
Yeah, and resources are scarce, right?
That's correct.
No, and it's crazy to think that there's so many out there. I'm gonna admit, I grew up in upper middle class, and so for me to when I actually got out in the world and I saw I was like, oh wow, people actually are in need of things like backpacks, crayons, all those different school supplies, and it just kind of changed my perspective. I didn't realize how important those things were, and how much I took those for granted, just in general. So
yeah, it's amazing that even within the community that we live here, you still see kids that have those basic needs.
Yeah.
Those are some of the things that locally that we actually help with, providing those backpacks, those supplies, hygiene products, things of that nature. Yeah. So those are things that we help with kids locally. Like I said before, in Africa, it's basically the same type of kid, just a little bit of different needs, but still, as you know, all kids want is consistency.
Oh yeah.
So
that's what most adults want too. I know I want consistency.
Exactly. So, and one of the things that they want consistency in, knowing that there's somebody out there or at home who cares for these basic needs, helping them to be able to attend school. And because that's also part of their social awareness. Yeah. Because if they are to stay home and other kids are going to school, that makes them feel less of a human than those that are able to do that. So and then also some of, they dream just like any other children, whether you are from Africa, whether you're in the U.S., wherever you are, all kids, they all have dreams and aspirations of becoming something. So these resources, as long as you make it available for them, you're creating that consistency that they need as kids to be able to grow and be a model citizen of the world.
Oh, yeah. And it's like you're giving yourself them a foundation. It's hard to build a house if your foundation's put on a wheelbarrow, or I don't know why I chose a wheelbarrow, but where it's balanced on one little barrel and just kind of slides from one side to the other. It's very unpredictable, and I know for just me, I would hate that. And it's if you're constantly sitting there and worrying about where am I going to get my next food? Where my hygiene? I stink. I'm not allowed to go to school. I'm not interacting with other people my age. That it wears on you, and so or at least I would imagine. I've never been in that.
So it
position,
started. It doesn't actually start with the kid worrying about that. The parents are worrying about that.
Yeah. But I would imagine the kids, they're aware and they know, like...
Yeah, and then it start having that
things.
impact on the kid.
Yeah.
Because the kids start observing what's going on and knowing that, hey, my friends are going to school or are able to do such and such thing because of their parents are able to provide to them. And then they start asking the parent.
Yeah.
And what would the parent have to answer? Sometimes maybe it could come as as a way where kids may feed off of negative feedback, because maybe the parent is saying, I cannot afford it, and maybe in the way and tone and manner that they respond to the child may have an effect in the way the child may be processing that information.
Yeah.
So we come in, we are not only helping that child, but we also believe in that we are having an impact in how that child's life is at home. Because if the parent feel the relief that their children now is being taken care of by an organization like J.O.Y.E, then what does that mean for them is at least they can spread the other resources that they have for other things to hopefully make things a little bit more comfortable for that child at home.
Yeah.
Because we are investing in this child to go to school.
Yeah.
So when they go to school, we want them to be able to go back home where at least they can continue having some sense of normalcy, where at least they can go back and be able to focus and pay attention to what was taught to them in school, be able to do their assignments and do other things. But if they go home and there's chaos at home, I mean, our investment is just going down the drain, because we're investing in the child, they're going to school, but when they get home, they're not having a good environment for learning also, because learning just doesn't stop in the classroom.
Yeah, it's all over. If
Exactly.
you don't learn outside of the classroom, you're never going to get anywhere.
Exactly.
I don't think. I mean, you have a cap to where you can get.
Yeah.
And I just keep thinking about the students that go home and like the amount of stress that people are going through, and whether it's putting food on the table or paying bills or what have you, making sure kids have what they need or that you have what you need. It wears on you. It's bad. Like tackles your immune system. I mean, for me, I've been there, and like you just start seeing the world differently, right? I mean,
That's true.
You start seeing more negatives. And it's like, oh man, what's going to happen next, instead of what's next, man? I can't wait. It's just like, what's going to come after me next?
Yeah, because as we know, your environment helps form who you are.
Oh yeah.
So if you live in a negative environment, if you live in an environment where you don't have access to certain things, one, it's limiting your scope of thinking and your scope of being creative, because whatever is within your scope, it's all you can see and that's all you can imagine.
Oh yeah.
So it helps for you to be in a very good positive environment that allows you to be able to think. And for some of these students that I'm talking about, especially in Africa, the only place that they have to actually expand on their thinking is in the classroom, not at home. So that's why it's very critical, it's important, for them to be able to have access to this organization. And for whoever is watching this show, or listening to this podcast, I think one of the things that I just want to appeal to you is to know that what J.O.Y.E is doing is not just bringing education, but also we are building a foundation, not just for the country or for the family of those kids, but for a better world, basically, because these kids are going to be the future of tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
And if we don't take care of them now, then our tomorrow is bleak.
No, it's... Yeah.
So, I sit here, I go to work every day, I interact with a lot of people, and I was one of those kids. If no one had taken care of me, I would have turned out to be someone different. Would I be making a positive impact in the world? Not sure, right?
Not as
I could have been on the other side, causing destruction and destabilization and things of that nature. But at least I was lucky enough to have a platform that was able to help me. So that's what J.O.Y.E is doing. We are creating this platform to be able to help children that are vulnerable, children that, one, they don't have a platform. Number two, they don't have that visibility for somebody to help them.
Yeah.
And number three, they have dreams, but they don't really know whether they can even realize those dreams.
Yeah.
So we want to uplift them. We want to make sure that they have all that they need to be able to realize their dream, allow them to live and meet the aspirations that they have for themselves for the future.
No, 100%. And as a teacher myself, I'm thinking about the students that I have and how I want them to be successful too. Because my school is a low socioeconomic school, and so we get assistance and help for a lot of different things like hygiene, backpacks. We send food home on the weekends with certain kids, and we're just trying to make sure that they have these foundations. And like you said, we are formed by our environment, and so when you're going through and you have these dreams, but you're constantly in a state of unrest or worry, or you don't get to focus on those dreams and help build towards them, because you always feel like it's being torn down. And so I love that your organization is helping to give stability to those.
Exactly. Like I said in the beginning, all those children need is something. They need consistency in their life.
Yeah.
And and we do all this work through our generous donors. And volunteers. And at J.O.Y.E, we have a big group, but it always sounds good for me to be able to say that 100% of those folks that are engaged and involved and are part of J.O.Y.E in delivering and executing in all these projects that we have, are 100% volunteers. There's no paid staff. 100% of whoever donate to our organization
it goes
directly to the program. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there may be some cost here and there to execute on them, but it's all part of executing on the project. So
it's not going to individual people within the organization.
Exactly.
It all goes towards what you're saying.
Exactly, 100% goes to the project.
That's beautiful.
Our organization relies generously from our small individual family donors. Mm-hmm. No big corporations, giving us.
Yeah.
But annually we come together. We have this gala where
it's coming up soon, right?
Yes, November 9th.
Okay.
Actually, at Sheraton McKinney here in Collin County. What we do at the event is we bring people together from diverse backgrounds.
Okay.
So we expect around 150 to 250 people this year. And we're looking for more people to come and join us and be part of this great movement that we have going on. At the gala, what we do, we create a fun-filled environment full of entertainment. We have keynote speakers that come in and talk about our organization, showcase our work through the kids that are benefiting from the program, actually expressing to those that are in attendance, how fortunate they are for benefiting from their donation. And we have auction items, and then it also includes dinner. So if somebody goes to our website today at giftofjoy.org/gala, you'd see all the information that you need to know about this event. You'll see how to buy a ticket. You'll see how to sponsor a child in there. Or if you cannot attend the event, there's a fundraiser tab that you can just click on and actually just donate towards the event.
Okay.
And there's also another tab where if you are a business or an individual that just want to sponsor a certain section of the gala, you can do that as well. It's open to anyone that wants to come.
Yeah.
I actually have on a website now, we do actually have a way for people to RSVP. It just gives us a good sense of number counting to know how many people, so we can better budget.
So you can plan
better for the to make sure that people come in and enjoy themselves and are well fed as well.
So I'm curious. So can you give us a sneak peek into some of the entertainment and a couple of the keynote speakers you're going to have?
Yeah. So as far as entertainment, we have this, because we are all about youth, right?
Yeah.
We have this young lady in our diaspora community whose both parents are from the Gambia.
Okay.
And she goes to school here in Allen, Texas.
Who's
who's an aspiring singer.
Okay.
Who has been in our event for the past couple of times that we've done this. This is our sixth one, and she's done marvelous work. Her name is Nimaze, and I believe that everybody should come out there and see this young lady perform. Raw talent, but powerful voice, and great rendition of great musicians as well. So I think people need to come. And then this year we're gonna feature this young lady named Keela Blanc. She actually won the iHeartRadio musical contest. And
I was gonna say, I think I heard that name before. So
yes, and she's actually performing. I believe I think November 2nd.
Okay.
Fox News.
Okay.
And she was on TV just recently as well, so she will be there to perform as well. And then also we will have a speaker actually from Africa who will be coming to attend the event, who will actually kind of come out there and let people know the realities on the ground.
That's so cool.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's just few, and we're also going to have a professional dancer who will be out there.
Okay.
And those are just some of the entertainment that will be at the stage of the event.
Sounds like you got quite the lineup.
Exactly. And then also we will have great food.
Oh, you got me. That's all you got to say.
Yeah, we will have great food provided. And then also there's a social hour, because we feel like the event is to talk about joy, our accomplishment, what we have done, and say thank you to the donors, entertain them and all of that. But we also want everyone that come there to have this atmosphere of socialness and networking. Hopefully they will benefit, just like how me and you met through a networking.
Exactly.
So we have the beginning portion of the event, networking, where we call it social hour, registration and such. But during that part of the event also we'll be serving hors d'oeuvres for folks that come in early, and just be able to talk over a drink and hors d'oeuvres and be able to chit chat and hopefully make some long lasting connection there as well. But there's one entertainment that I forgot to mention. We are actually going to have performance. I'm just going to leave it at saying we are going to bring Africa to Sheraton McKinney that night.
Oh, I'm intrigued.
That's where I'm going to leave it.
Why are you going to leave me in such suspense?
So, if you want to see that, if you want to see Africa in McKinney, you need to be at the event.
Okay. Man, y'all heard it right there. That's enough to get me there. Y'all should be there too.
Yep.
All right. So, man, that's you got me thinking now. I'm like, how did you get Africa? Shrink it. And I'm kidding.
Exactly. The largest continent, right? Yes. Shrink it and bring it to McKinney and then take it back the next day.
And then unshrink it. But whole bunch of little people walking around. But what I like about it, though, is that you're talking about bringing people together. And when you bring people with similar interests together in the same room, what happens next is amazing. And so I love it. And my only other question is, whenever I hear gala, I'm thinking like ball gowns and like top hats and stuff. Do we have to wear top hats? And what is the attire?
That's the beauty about our event, right? We kind of leave it as open as we can, right?
Yeah.
We make it semi-formal to formal. And when you come there, you'll see folks you'll see folks dressed in the most elegant African outfits.
Yeah.
And then you'll see folks in their business casual. And you see folks in their tuxedo and in their evening gowns.
Okay.
So we have a good blend of those. So come.
Yeah. Come dressed nicely.
Yeah. Come and enjoy. Make it a date night.
Yeah.
It's just it's also another opportunity. If you have a child that where like maybe 8, 9 years old or 10, and they are actually to where you want to start teaching them about giving.
Yeah.
You want to teach them about
very important concept.
Want to teach them about giving back, because one of the things that I learned is sometimes as parents or as advocates or as guardians, the people that the children that we are bringing up or raising tend to just mirror and copy what we are doing without really a good understanding. And what's key is that you want your child to be able to start at some point being more critical, being more, asking more questions.
Yes.
So I think the gala lends itself to where those young ones, when they come and they start hearing and seeing vivid videos and pictures of kids their own age,
yeah, it's
thanking and asking or living in a certain conditions, it makes them become more curious and want to understand.
And it gives them another perspective,
and
too.
Exactly.
That's what it comes down to.
And then also it gives that parent or guardian or advocate an opportunity to share what we are doing and why we are doing it, and let that child decide. Maybe that child may want to be part of the movement, or want to start saying, you know what, I get this money, chore money or whatever, so off every day or every week. I want to start saving part of that to donate to J.O.Y.E or to help a child in Africa.
Yeah.
And then I would say the same thing to parents or anyone that is watching or who intend to come. Just think about, we are asking $75 for you to attend the gala.
Yeah.
And $75 will cover 30% of a student annual education. It's $250 for a whole year. That's how you pay. So $75 that you are paying to come to the gala.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to cover.
30%. Yeah.
Or you can donate $250 to sponsor a child's education for a whole year, right? I mean, it may sound somewhat...
It doesn't sound like a lot, or,
Exactly, but it makes a big difference and put a big smile in a child's face.
Well, it's good to know that, because we don't always see or realize how far you can spread out the money.
Exactly.
I don't have a lot of money, but $75, 30%.
Exactly. That covers 30% of your education, and you're coming there, you're going to be entertained, you're going to eat great food, network, get access to great people that you can network with as well.
Yeah.
So I encourage everybody, if you cannot attend, go to giftofjoy, JOYE.org/gala, and then you can just donate to our fundraiser button and give whatever you want to give towards our fundraiser. Or you can even just buy a ticket and be an invisible attendee. And maybe there's somebody who cannot afford to come but want to be part of the event, whom we can actually give the ticket to. So I'm just calling on everybody, November 9th.
Come on out.
Come on out
to the
Sheraton McKinney, 6:30 p.m. Everything starts.
All right. So, be there or be square.
Square, exactly.
And one last thing before we kind of close out here, but I did want to touch on, you're talking about parents kind of setting the example and leading into the giving. And I'm a teacher, and we just got done with parent-teacher conferences, but it's always interesting to me, after I have parent-teacher conferences, I'm like, that's why the kid is the way they are, or that's why they act this way, that's why they're so kind, that's why they do that, because they're emulating everything that you do. And so for parents out there, I just want y'all to know too that they're watching you, they're imitating you, they're doing everything that you are. So make sure you're setting a good example, and experiences like these are great, and they provide multiple perspectives for students, children to learn, and even yourselves. Even for me, I learn something new. I think the more events you go to, the better. So
exactly, because you're exposing yourself, you're not limiting yourselves to just one perspective. You're learning every time you go. Even if you have interaction with 2 or 3 people, you learn something new.
Because not
whether
everybody's
it's a good thing or bad, but you're learning something that you can that will help you to navigate this journey that we have here called life, right?
Oh, of course, yeah. So, and we're not doing it alone.
And then also, the spirit of giving. I always say to people that giving is living. If you're not giving, you're not living. Because once you give, you're actually prolonging your life. In the sense that because you are extending your life to 1 or 2, 3 people that are living because of you. So don't be selfish and think that just you yourself have to live. When you give, you're living. Because that child that you give to,
they're living too.
They're living, and guess what? They're happy and they're living comfortably without thinking about if I'm going to get kicked out of school today or not. Or if I go to school today, are they going to make fun of me because I'm stinking or because I don't have the supplies that I need? They're living comfortably because of you.
Yeah.
And that's just something that you should be proud of because you are able to do that. And and they say that if you are giving and if you are able to give, it shows that you are living healthy in the sense that even from a financial perspective, because you are able to take care of everything and able to save some to give, that means that you are doing a good job. But if you are not able to give, then you need to really review back your financials to make sure that you are able to give at least something to show that you are living.
No, I agree 100% with that statement. And I was just sitting here, I'm like, you can't hog it all to yourself. You're making a difference by sharing your money, sharing the wealth. And so
and it's also not only about money,
Oh yeah, no.
Because
giving,
like I said
time,
earlier,
there's
time,
many different ways
like
to
I
give.
said, we have items that we need, like hygiene products, we need gently used clothing. These kids need all of that stuff. Like, for example, it's coming, the winter is getting in. So
jackets.
very soon we will be collecting all those jackets to take it to Boyd Elementary here in Allen for those kids that need it.
How much work there?
And Thanksgiving is coming. Some of those kids may not be able to have a warm meal for Thanksgiving. So, hey, we collect some gift cards. We take it and say, go buy your turkey. Go buy you some food that you can use at least because of Thanksgiving is coming.
Yeah.
Give that child an experience at home, just like any other child in the U.S. is receiving on Thanksgiving. So those are the things that I'm saying. You are sharing, you are giving. My son says sharing is caring, but but I'm telling him, sharing is caring, but giving is living too.
Oh, it is. I like that.
So I just want to say that November 9th.
Out to the gala.
It's a great opportunity for you to be a part of this cause, to learn more about it, and decide on how, at what level that you want to participate. Whether you just want to be a onlooker or you want to actually be
involved
in it. So November 9th, come Sheraton McKinney.
And give us the web address one more time.
www.giftofjoye.org, giftofjoy.org, and there is also an RSVP there on the gala page, and then there's also a way for you to buy your ticket.
All right, and I will also be linking that in the show notes, so don't forget to go check those out. Just one click away.
Exactly.
And you can be there.
Yeah, so let me actually start looking at my phone to see how many clicks I'm getting.
So, that many, no. So, don't forget to go online, register for the gala. You don't want to miss it. Great entertainment, great food, great speakers, part of a great cause. Y'all, giving is living. Can't say it any better than that. So, this wraps up another episode of A Whole New World. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna shake your hand, and y'all can't see that on the podcast. I just remembered that. But hey, I shook his hand. So, awkward moments from Jacob online. But thank you guys for being on air and listening. As always, if you only learn to do one thing, learn to make a difference. Thanks for tuning in. Y'all have a fantastic night.
Thank you. Thank you, viewers.